I've always wanted jackets like that, but I don't know.
You unajua ilitoka wapi? Maju.
Si sorry. Jua sema nini wakisha watch half time show. Vitu zina change.
Ilitoka Maju.
Ilitoka state.
Na sisemi ati ndio msikie vibaya. Nasema tu ndio mjue.
Okay, sawa. Sorry. We apologize for our ignorance.
Anyway,
welcome to the show. This is our, by the way, there's a problem that I think you and I have of the name of the show.
Yes. So, you remember the first time we shot, we told you guys we are going to have a name for this show.
And we have a name.
We kind of have a name.
What's wrong with Confessions?
I think Confessions, you need to narrow it down to something more specific.
I was thinking when I was driving here.
Yeah.
I was thinking we should call it Beard Confessions.
Hey, man, a beard man thing. Case closed.
Case closed.
The Bearded Confessions.
There we go. From now henceforth, our show will be called the Bearded Confessions. If you are okay with that, please pick a like up. Now,
you have literally pulled, this meeting would have been an email on me. I had given Johnny like 4 name suggestions.
I was just like,
out of sheer brilliance, decides that everything I have said, everything I had texted,
No, I appreciate it. But then I was driving, I was like, wait, bro, if we needed to be unique as you wanted to say. I'm sorry.
In fact,
your fear
you're touching on what you're supposed to be discussing today. So I'm feeling
what are you feeling? Talk to me, Richie. Inakuuma kwa nini?
Ni ujma.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us on the 3rd episode.
Yeah, episode number 3.
You know, that's what's up. You know, crypt. You know,
speaking of
crypt
walking, Super Bowl. Drizzy Drake bet 500K that Odell Beckham would have a score or a point in the game at any point of the game.
If someone has ever said that money is not good, money is good.
Talk to Drake.
Dr. Drake,
and he was like, hey, I'm supporting my family, you know. Hey, now you guys, we keep telling you, support us. People are betting 50 million Kenya shillings on their friends. What have you done for your friend lately?
What have you done?
So I have showed up. You know the Ministry of Presence.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, Ministry of Presence. Just show up, don't talk, you don't have to do anything. Just be there. Yeah,
I was there.
I feel like people use that as an scapegoat, but it's okay.
But I honestly feel like it's also a good thing. That Ministry of Presence, I've seen it working.
It is.
But for some people, they take advantage.
That's actually something my mom told me.
Yeah.
If there's nothing you can do, if you can't go and help around the house, whatever, show up, tell them pole, sit in a corner, enjoy. Not enjoy, but just sit in a corner and be there for them. You know, if there's something you can do, then go ahead and do it. If you can't, just be there for them, show up, keep quiet. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
When guys are leaving, just bounce.
Yeah.
Ministry of Presence is actually proper.
That is very, very true.
But
the other thing I've just remembered, Kanye West's documentary on Netflix.
I haven't watched
Genius. You should watch it. It's a 3-part thing, so they're dropping an episode every week. That guy is a genius.
That guy is a genius.
He was doing things at
crazy.
18, 19 that I don't think people would ever comprehend in their lifetimes. Like Kanye he's a different breed. I know he has issues socially and
but have you ever realized that
ex-wife scenarios and
but have you ever realized that a lot of geniuses, a lot of geeks are not they're socially awkward.
Yes.
They're not your normal human beings.
Yeah, because I think Kanye has other than the socially awkward, he has a lot of issues. But I usually try to understand where it's coming from because you remember in the song I put on for my city, after his mom died, he said, I lost the only girl in the world that knew me best.
Yeah.
I couldn't fully comprehend that. I could feel what he was going through, but I fully comprehended it when I watched this first episode because Donda West is the mom's name. So now the albums Donda.
Now it makes sense.
Now can you imagine the mom shows a level of support that I have not seen in many people's lives. When Kanye said he lost the only girl in the world that knew him best, he was going through something unimaginable, and I feel like he's still going through it up until today, based on the amount of support
that part has been
that bond and the investment that the mom had in him. when everyone else, like, by the way, just watch it. I feel like I'll spoil it if I keep explaining.
Okay. For those people who hate spoilers, sorry,
let's
go to
just
Netflix.
stop it there. But for the parents out there, and now the new parents and would-be parents and prospective parents,
yes,
let's try and support our kids as much as possible.
And I think that's one of the things.
Children's lives.
And I think that's one of the things that is very imperative, especially with what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, there's an aspect.
Fears and insecurities. These are things that are...
There you go. Today we're talking about...
I didn't want it to seem like, good evening, viewers. We're talking about fears and insecurities today. So, Richard, what is your take? But a lot of... we've been saying this on the other shows. Mm-hmm. There's always a genesis to these things.
Yes.
And it's good that you brought up Kanye and that, what's it called, the bond he had with the mom. It's a lot of things that we realize today, or rather we realize now, that we either got from our parents because of what they said, or we either got because of a friend who said something, either negative or, either negative or positive. Like there's always something that triggers, even until now, that you feel like, hey, you guy, I fear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things because I went through this. Like I can give you an example. I used to fear death.
You used to, or
no. Now I'm good. Now I'm like.
Now you're okay with that.
Now, like, I had a pact
with the fact that one day it's going to happen.
Okay. I had a pact with God. I was like, God, listen, I'm not going to die through gunshots, through pain. Just take me when I'm
go in
sleeping.
your sleep.
Yeah. Take me when I'm asleep. Then my wife comes and tells me, you better not die before me.
I always get that from my wife as well.
I'm just like,
usiniache.
Usiniacha.
So nashindwa mimi ndio uniache.
Like
so you think it's easier on me?
But tuachane. So I used to fear death. And what happened was that brought out the fact that I used to now start sleeping late into the day or into the night so that I wake up faster. Like, that's how bad it was.
You'd stay up late
because I'm like...
Because you are afraid of going to bed.
Yes. Because I was like...
It would also help you because the moment you sleep, mwangaza
iko. 2 hours I'll be up.
You don't.
I don't have to sleep for long so that I black out.
Unajua, mipango ya Mungu ni ajabu.
Najua.
Can you imagine staying up until like 4 a.m.? Then by 4:10,
you're out.
He calls you home.
Well, at least it wasn't like I was chilling for another. Right? It's the same way someone was saying, the way we normally eat meat. Yeah. We kula and leave the meat kando.
You finish with the...
What if God calls you just before you kula the nyama?
Or you hear the trumpet sound.
Maze ungengoja nimalize nyama.
Kuku, alafu mbinguni mnaambiwa wangu hakuna chakula.
Hakuna chakula. Mtaimba. But anyway, so I realized that I started staying up late at night. Yeah. And it was as a byproduct of being afraid of passing away or dying. Yeah. And it sort of became my... Because nowadays I call myself a night owl. And it's easier for me to stay up late at night than it is waking up early in the morning. Yeah. So I felt like that was one of the things that... I don't know whether to say that I conquered my fear and now I'm more productive at night, or fear sort of crippled me and now I'm more aware of it.
I've accepted. You've built an acceptance around it.
Yeah, so maybe that's it. Yeah. Maybe I've become more...
I used to have... I think if I was to explain it from what I think you've gone through, it's basically the process of maturing, growing up and understanding this is part of life. You start experiencing it, it hits closer home.
That's true, yeah.
And then you get to a point where you accept that one day this is going to happen, inevitably. And so I'm not really going to focus on it. When the time comes, let it come. Because I also had that perspective. Yeah. I used to be really scared. Very, very scared that, you especially the nights when you're going to bed and you're feeling uneasy, maybe something is troubling you and you're like... So I used to do this funny thing where I used to confess my sins every night before I go to bed.
Because
I don't know if you guys went through the same thing.
No, everyone went.
So that if I die,
I go straight and
before I wake, I pray my soul the Lord would take.
when it's clean.
Because and to a certain extent, I don't know why. What is it about going to bed at night that makes you feel you're closer to dying at night?
It's because your eyes are closed. Whatever, you know.
I think it's because you're not fully aware of
yes.
yourself when you're asleep.
You know those stages of sleep.
Yes.
You know, you're in that dream stage. You're in that third stage. And now when you watch something like what was that movie?
Inception.
Yes. You're just like
the dream within a dream within a dream.
I'm gone.
By the way, I have never understood the ending of Inception.
He's stuck in limbo.
I don't think he was awake.
No, he didn't wake up. He's stuck in limbo. He got stuck in limbo.
It's the same as Shutter Island. Have you watched Shutter Island?
Let's not go to Shutter Island because I think Shutter Island messed our minds as well. And just for me to understand that Shutter Island he was in his own brain.
Moving on from this mind-boggling
nonsensities.
But as in, it's important for us to talk about insecurities and fears because that's basically what we're going to tackle today. And I like that you've started with death because that's the ultimate journey for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. Now, I used to be really afraid of, losing loved ones, losing my family, my
I think
parents.
That's everyone, no?
Yeah.
But it's deeper for other people.
My dad has gone through like 3 different heart surgeries. Life-threatening. He's gone through procedures that other people have gone for and they didn't get
They didn't make it, yeah.
And my dad, there's a time, a really, really tough season in my life when I saw my dad weak and unwell, like his kidneys just failed. He's never had any health issues like to that extent. His kidneys just failed. And this was in 2018, beginning of the year. So we went to hospital, we were called, told us, oh, my dad is unwell, blah, blah, blah. And he was in Shags. So we went, met him. Then he had to go through dialysis and every day. And so every day we were at the hospital just trying to take care of him, my mom and I. And I could see how difficult it was on my mom. But for me, it was worse because this is my dad. This is the guy who knows everything. This is the guy who's always been the solid one.
Yeah.
Now he's helpless, he's being helped to feed, and there's a time he had to go through dialysis and he goes into the renal unit and he called me. He called for me rather. Because I was like, I'll push him to the renal unit, then I bounce. I can't stay.
You can't stay and watch,
And he called for me. He was like, I want you to come in, I want you to see what happens, I want you to know and be part of this whole process. And I was just like, Dad, I really am not. So that at that moment in time, that is the single most fearful moment in my life about losing a loved one.
Yeah.
Because I haven't come close again to that extent. But that moment I felt fear. And of course, you grow up and you lose people close to you. And it's an experience that we all have to go through. So one way or another, we just have to accept it. But we don't want to dwell on that. No, because we have many other things.
No, it's true because a fear of, people will tell you they have fears of different things.
Yeah.
Or they're insecure about different things.
Yeah.
I remember when we were talking about the show, we're not sure whether fear brings insecurities or insecurities brings fears.
Yes.
But after reading some things or some notes, I realized that they sort of intertwine.
Yes.
There's
a correlation at some point.
There's sort of like a fear can bring insecurity brings fears.
Yeah.
There are very many things that bring up one another, whether you've gone through a trouble, like now for you, anytime you will hear, or God forbid, that your dad is sick, the first thing you go back to that.
Yeah, the worst possible moment.
Because
psychological.
It sort of starts crippling you.
Yes.
You either fight it or you don't fight it, or it now becomes one of those things that is always at the back of your mind. If I hear my dad is sick, I'm just like, oh my goodness, is he going to go through the same thing? Because 2018, again, but this was around March, my dad also got sick.
Yeah.
And he got sick to the extent that he had to be put in hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never seen my dad sick to that extent. Yeah. And you're like, okay, so what am I supposed to do?
I think that is what hurts you the most.
And the worst bit is when you're firstborn. Everyone is expected.
You're expected to be communicating,
Johnny,
giving updates.
What are we doing now?
You're going. Yeah.
Are we changaing? Are we whatever? I'm like, so much.
I don't know.
This is a burden that I don't want to carry. I'm already looking at my dad as the person who was making those decisions. Now I have to be the one. You know, to some extent, if you think about it, it was more of like a push or a shove for you to become more mature.
Yeah, you have
because
to step
then
up.
now these are the things that you have to start thinking about. You know, like when something like that is to happen, God forbid. I mean, the first thing people are going to look for is Richie, you're the first one. So what do we do?
What's
Form a
happening?
committee. Do we do
What's
this?
the
And you're like,
update?
what's the update?
Yeah.
Is he out of hospital? How is the procedure going? You're like, my guy, I don't even want to think about that because I don't want to think of the fact that my dad is going to pass away.
In the first way. Yeah.
You know, that he's going to pass away. But again, you either become better or you become worse. There are very many people who've been crippled by the fact that their parents just became sick.
Yeah.
And after that, they were just like, they're never normal again. Because they're like, okay, I can't watch someone getting sick again. I can never enter a hospital. For me, I hate hospitals.
Yeah.
I hate hospitals because, one, okay, we already know they are always about minting money, right?
Some. Not all.
Well, I didn't know you have a
it's
hospital.
It's a business for
But
some
it
people,
is a
So
business,
people have
right?
really bad experiences with hospitals.
And
That's a fact.
I got I think I was 20 something, and I was in surgery, and my mom comes with a bill, and she started crying because she was like, my guy, like this is so much money. Tunaanzia wapi? Tunatoa do wapi? And I started like this. I was like, I'm never entering a hospital again, whether it's going to be what's it called, for 5 days or 2 days or 1 day or whatever. I do not want to set foot in a hospital ever again, just because of that moment. And every time I hear I have to go to hospital or someone has entered the hospital, that's the first thing that comes up. Like I just remember my mom's eyes crying, like, where am I going to get this money? And now you hear people are like, there's 20 mic that has to be given before we release a body that is not even alive.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenya hii.
This will really piss a lot of people off because a lot of families are experiencing it. And you know the sad thing is, there's a quote I once read that in Kenya, you are one chronic illness away from poverty.
That's true.
Many families,
It's very true.
unfortunately, are one chronic illness away from poverty. Where you just have one family member who gets a chronic illness that means all your money.
And
You have to sell land, you have to sell property, cars, and
it's painful.
fundraisers.
It's painful because now people even don't trust the system anymore. They would rather even just do mitishamba,
Yes.
chill at home.
Yes.
Let me, like nowadays, I get a cold. You know, kitambo, you'd get a cold and be like, yo, it's whatever, you know. Nowadays, you get a cold, you don't know. You're like, is it COVID?
Corona. Corona. Kwanza va mask. Corona.
Osha mkono. Sanitize.
Usiniguse.
Usinitachi. Tusalimiane kwa miguu. I wanted people to see your team.
By the way,
Tusalimiane kwa miguu.
Mr. Director.
Sawa. He has team
Proudly
balance, that's
sponsored
why.
by my homie Kelvin Commander in Dubai. Shout out.
Hey,
Shout out.
vitu zake siku hizi zimetoka majuu. Sawa, we're sorry.
I keep telling you people, you do not deserve me. You don't.
Sawa Jay-Z, tumesikia.
don't.
We're sorry. Apologies.
Ni kidogo tu nizaliwe Finland.
Hey.
Kidogo tu.
Hey. Thank you guys for coming. This has been a nice show because if you continue this way. Anyway, now insecurities is what I feel a lot of people go through that turn into fear.
I'd actually want to meet someone who has no insecurities.
That'll be interesting. Jesus has no insecurity. No, Jesus is jealous. He's a jealous God.
That's an insecurity.
That's an insecurity, no? That's the first flow.
Before
Iradi
strike
itakupiga.
out for being blasphemous,
Yes,
the views
acha tuache.
here
Yeah, tumeacha.
are not biblically. You can't say, we've chambued scripture to a point where we've come to the conclusion
That Jesus
is insecure.
Yeah.
We're just saying what the scripture states. But
Jesus is jealous. God is jealous. Anyway,
yeah.
there are some insecurities that may seem funny, and there's some insecurities that feel like, you know, this is something that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I used to be insecure of my body to the extent that one day I went to, my mom had a, I don't know if they call them a conference.
Yeah.
She was running a conference somewhere and she had stayed away from home for like a week. I just decided, let me go see her, see how she's doing and stuff like that. Fika there, saying what's up, nini. She's indicting me out We figure the reception and we meet another lady, and the lady goes like, "Hi, how are you doing? Ah, Priscilla, it's been a minute." They talk. So is this your husband? Hi!
That's what I was waiting for.
I was like, you get my guy. How do I look like a husband?
Mubaba!
How do I look like a Mubaba?
Way before a Mubaba was a thing.
I was just
You
20.
were Mubabaing.
I was Mubaba.
Hey,
And it's because I had, I had healthy features. my shoulders were already broad, heavy bones, and
healthy features.
Yani, I was like, I looked at that lady, and I was like, nafikiri kama umetukana lakini wacha nyamaze. Matusi ya nini kaka? Dada. Then my mom just, hey, this is my firstborn. This is my firstborn. So when the lady sort of apologized.
When I laugh a lot, I cry. So I already told us in the first episode.
It's okay. So but
next time I meet you, I'll be like, "How's your husband? Is this your husband?
Is this your husband?" So she leaves, and then my mom goes like, so instead of my mom going like, "Don't worry, maumbile blah blah."
Yeah.
It's like my mom goes like, "You see why you need to reduce your weight?"
Oh my God.
I'm like, it is not enough that your friend has to come at me. Now you have to hey. Sembuse. And I started this, I was like, okay, niko pabaya.
Yo, let me tell you, on the flip side, my mom told me this story and it made me laugh because she told me this when I was way older.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, there's a day I came home and I went to my mom crying. This is her narration. I went to her crying and she's asking me, what is the problem? And I asked her, Mom, do I have AIDS?
Hey.
It's like, why? What would make you think that? Because I am so skinny. My mom was like, no. You do not have AIDS. That's just how your body is and you're growing.
Right.
So even subconsciously as a kid, I was already insecure that I don't look like other people.
Yeah.
I'm not the same size as a standard person would be for my age or
and because
my
what
class.
you're seeing is that people's standard size
because of what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So the insecurities with our bodies, there's a lot. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't think I was like good enough to hang out with specific people.
Me too.
And I didn't think I was cool enough. And heck, I didn't even think I was handsome enough to bag a chick. There's a point in my life, if a chick just shows me she likes me, I'd be like,
are you sure?
Something wrong.
Are you sure?
Something wrong with her.
Are your eyes cleansed?
Dead giveaway. Either she's broke or she's homeless.
She's looking for something.
She's looking for something.
And she's still
interested in me.
You're not that funny.
I'm not.
You're not that good looking.
I'm not.
You know the guys normally say, Ati, hey, you bagged a 10 out of 10. How did you do that? So you have money.
Yeah.
What's your credit score?
So for the longest time, up until say high school, I never really used to look at myself as someone who's good enough. And I developed major self-esteem issues because this really affected my perspective on who I am, my perspective on life, my perspective on how I related with people, because I never really thought I was good enough. This transcended beyond my social relations to my academics. Like in high school, I flopped. I flopped a good one. As in, my folks tried their best to encourage me, and they did their part. But my attitude was just off, simply from my preteen years. Yeah. And so I later on came to realize when I joined campus, I had to sit down and talk to myself and be like, you're not that bad. I mean, I think that's the time you've gotten a few mails from chicks. You're like, Allah. I'm like, bro, I'll go bye-bye. Well, that's you have something people can
see you, Amaniga.
Just as you. Let me tell you funny. Born and raised as a Christian, never attended CU even once.
Are you serious?
Even once.
You guys, someone prayed for me when I was in CU. They took me to the CU room and told me, John, I'm seeing a big snake over your head.
Those pastors for high school.
Hey! I was like, Niko Pabaya, and then but we have to pray, it has to go. Mazeni niliombewa, nikashikiliwa hivi nikaambiwa lazima uanguke.
I think we should dedicate an episode towards prophecies, heresy, and people's experiences in churches with heresy.
Wait.
Because many people out there have been prayed for very wrong prayers
Right.
and have been told very life-threatening things that are happening in the spirit that are not founded on any sound teachings biblically. Nothing. Ni mashetete tu na
na mashikaraba pensi
na kushtuliwa.
na kushtuliwa
Yeah.
na unaka ridho.
Imagine. But
Anyway, so
Yeah.
what I was saying is now for you became like it affected you until high school.
yes.
For me,
Not that it went kabisa. I mean,
yeah, it took at a point.
it made it worse that I joined USIU in campus.
My guy,
Because I used to see hot
you
chicks
didn't love yourself
every day.
You didn't love yourself.
I would always see people walking around with chicks.
It's like,
and I'm
hey, guy.
Buddha.
Ni aje?
You know, no nini is giga. Check you, yo.
Check you,
I was just giga-going through.
Ushaigo Monagari.
My first year, my second year, my third year.
All girls.
Up until graduation.
Girls.
Hey, God bless USIU. The admission process, there's something they do.
They get it right.
They're choosing people in a school. So I'm glad I made it.
Good job. That means that they saw it. No, maybe they wanted to put the average score.
Or they standardize.
No,
Have to elevate.
yeah, you need to have someone who can bring the scores to make it average.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was saying, I got so insecure about my body to the sense that I used to listen to what chicks look at when they look at a guy.
Yeah.
The first thing they normally go for the shoes. Then they go to look at the belt, then your smell, those things, and the watch and whatever. There's a time in my life I believed that because I knew I'm not fly enough.
So you compensate through.
I compensated. I had 44 pairs of shoes.
44.
44. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 10.
Kama Githurai.
Ongeza 4. Kama Githurai.
No, Githurai is 45.
Now, kuna Githurai 44.
Oh,
Hey, my guy. Usiaibishe wani.
Mimi nimegrow up Runda.
Hey! Juvitu zimetoka majuu.
Usikia tu
Sasa.
Githurai.
Mathiri za Rongani.
Nizi.
Nizi. So, one thing that I did
Yeah.
is I have a big foot. So getting my shoe size is hard.
Was that now 44 of them?
So now what I did is I knew that I can't get shoes easily. So what I did is I used to buy shoes more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So those a two-prong approach. I gotta make the girls look, look at my feet and go like, "Eish," they have to like.
By the time they're coming out.
Watch pia nazo nilikuwa nazo kibao.
Now the watch thing I remember.
You remember? I used to have.
I have always respected you for your watch thing. By
Oh,
the way.
thank you.
Hey,
man.
the timepieces.
If you are Kenyan and you wanna, you wanna come, Rich
Apple.
Black, hapa
Apple.
tuko nini? Come to sponsor,
Apple, by the
please.
way, you always represent. Always.
Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate. From another guy, that must be.
No, that was
Salute.
no shame in the game.
So watches, and then I used to cover myself with heavy jumpers. But they were very cool jumpers.
I thought you were going to say you used to cover yourself in cologne.
No, cologne I used to do.
Like
Cologne I used to do like, so you come and have someone
it's buckets of Dior.
There's a time I used to get this these perfumes that Somalis used to sell.
Hey.
It was called Superman. I used to you work a dash like this and another dash like this. If I was to enter here and you knew that was my scent,
Yeah.
Johnny was here.
It just
For sure.
permeates through the room. Hey.
So I used to compensate with that because
Yes,
I knew.
That time us guys are busy. Like the best thing we've done is we're carrying axe in high school.
What was the one that was being shared by everyone?
Brute.
Brute na miss.
Mnaenda funky.
Munaingia funky nini
Mnanuka
yote
the
na
same.
nini.
Kwani hii scent ni part of the uniform.
Ati ukiendanga first
Maboy wa ile
form
chuo.
1 brute hockey stick na mattress. But yeah, so that's what I did. I now when I met my wife, she was like, "But you don't need to cover yourself.
It's too much.
It's too much."
Aki una overdo.
But she was like, but one thing I thank God for her, she knows how to bring out that sexy side of me.
Akwambia na ubaya.
Akwambia na ubaya, akwambia
Mtu ana upole.
anakuguza hivi unasema
Sawa,
wacha
babe.
ngunishika hivi.
Nimekubali.
Nimekubali.
Aki wewe.
And I think mapenzi wewe.
Wewe watu aki wewe.
Aki wewe. The one thing that I think ladies need to do to give their men a bit more confidence is learn who they are and bring that side out.
Yes.
They tell you one thing that brings out that, either it's masculinity or sexiness or whatever, or that vibe.
Yeah.
That She bought me t-shirts and told me you look very sexy in t-shirts.
Hey.
Jumper next out.
Good ndio.
Hey. Unanipata na t-shirt siku hizi niko sawa.
Na uko confident.
Kauko sawa niko sawa.
Hey, Buddha.
Boss,
that's very interesting.
Let me tell you, like there are some things that men out here just need to be told the right thing. They can buy you a whole shamba.
You just need to say the right
Just say the right thing. Ladies.
But also mean it.
Secret. Tell men the right thing, but please let it be true.
Yeah.
Not fake. Just tell them, Richie, when we were starting the first show, you said you never kept your hair like this.
No.
The day you told me you met Memo, what happened?
Hey, defining.
So, you know, like, there's something you told me.
There's something you told me.
Okay. You remember when we met you guys? I can't remember where we met you guys.
Yeah.
And we drove and we said hi. And the first thing she told you is, look, that guy is nice.
Oh, it was in Ngumo. It was in
Ngumo.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She can't forget a guy with a beard. I was just like,
Nilifanya Richie aka get beard.
Okay.
You guy.
It's the wake up call.
Ilibidi Richie aka get beard. Otherwise, do the thing. Ilibidi you change.
Watu
wanasifiwa na wewe uko.
Niko hapo vibes and inshallah, man. And the potential is there. Let me tell you, she even used to tell me, you're wasting your potential.
Hey, shh.
That is a beard right there. Yo, I used to be those one-line guys.
No, me too.
And I used to
now mine was worse. Mine was a flat. I used to know everything.
Yeah.
Then I used to have that one line. The whole side. And I used to look dope. I used to be happy.
Yo, for the sake of not leaving out guys who cannot grow a beard.
Yeah, like Andrew over here. Yeah.
That's an insecurity maybe they have. They'll tell us.
I'm sorry.
You might be affecting someone.
I'm sorry.
Next episode, you won't have a cameraman. Like, yo, I'm busy.
Yeah, the insecurity
is massive.
But that's one of the things that we were coming to. The things that people say that mess you up.
Yeah.
You know, like that thing that my mom told me, you know, now you need to lose weight.
Hey, by the way,
I was
low
like,
blow.
Yani, I was like,
that was a low
I'm
blow.
your son. I'm your son. Niambia I'm a chubby teddy bear or something, you know.
This is Africa, man. Chubby what?
Look for something, you know. So anyway, but I think at the back of my mind I was like, anyway, I'm chubby.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't look nice. I don't look good for people. I don't look. I can't bug a chick. Same thing. You know? Then you meet someone and what's it called? They never focus on your weight. They never focus on whatever.
It doesn't matter to them.
It doesn't matter to them.
That's
you know.
Funny thing about life,
you know, and that was your number one.
Had been shaped to a certain way, a certain routine.
Yeah,
you had even adopted certain practices simply because you were influenced by your insecurities. Then you meet someone who sees beyond that, sees you for who you are, and I think that is what many people need.
Yeah,
to be brought out of that shell, that covering of your insecurity. Because I'll give you an example of myself in high school. Again, I told you. I had serious self-esteem issues when I was in high school. As a teenager, didn't really work out for me. And my class teacher made it even worse because he kept on saying, because KCPE I passed really well.
Yeah.
And in our school, we used to have a grading system where you're ranked according to your KCPE results.
Yeah.
So according to my KCPE results, I should have been like top 10 throughout. But I was languishing. Relegation zone. If there was relegation battles in high school, I was fighting relegation every semester, or rather every term. And the class teacher used to come and tell me, is it that you cheated in KCPE?
No, like they don't understand.
How is it, that you were performing that well? So they didn't really address the core reason why I was not performing
But people
well.
never.
And they never do it.
Yeah.
Sadly, we don't have systems that address certain issues about a person's attitude, what is directly influencing this person's change, and what is the mental stress that this person might be going through.
Yeah.
So I went through high school like that, never got help. My folks really tried, by the way. They really, really tried. Even up until the end when I had to transfer schools because of a poor grade, which was not poor because the school I went to, now I meant poor grades. So here's the weird thing. I was an average performer at my school.
Yeah.
And in my final year, I had to transfer because they said my grades were not good enough for me to go to the next school, to the next class, now for the final year in Form 4. So my folks decided instead of me repeating, my mom never believes in stagnation. She, you'd rather make progress anywhere or anyhow. So she decided to move schools. We moved schools, and I joined a school that was a school for rejects.
Yeah.
Out of the 60-something Form 4 candidates we were, only one had been in that school from Form 1. Everyone else joined along the way.
Yo.
Dudes were, hey, let me tell you, guys were from other schools, expelled, CGO. You know, have you watched Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
Where, like, he's in prison and he starts being asked, what did you do? What are you in here for? And the guys were like, yeah, it's just the lawyer that messed me up. I didn't do it. So that school was full of ex-cons. We were all like, yo, it's just the school system that messed me up. They're being expelled. So majority of the guys had been expelled. So naturally, many people were really struggling academically. And then I get there and I'm one of the brightest students.
Right.
And I'm like, hey.
Kumbe.
So a teacher can actually compliment me for my grades. Someone can actually find value in who I am. Someone can actually use me as an example. You know, in school, there are those guys who used to be called to explain mathematical formulas.
Yes.
And then there are those guys who just used to sit and the teacher would never look at you twice.
Yeah, because
there's nothing there. So imagine it actually helped me because that changed my perspective towards education.
Right.
My chemistry teacher, I did really poorly in chem. My chem teacher even volunteered to tutor me for free. Like she told me, bro, just come. You just these are the steps I'm paying. You just come. But you know, I still flagged chem.
After all that.
Eventually. I still flagged, but we turned out okay. Yeah. So now when I joined uni, I realized I had that confidence boost that I can actually volunteer myself towards learning more. Yeah. So I had to take personal initiative to learn more. And then it helped that the course I took needed me to know a lot of things to do with history, current affairs, and basically systems and the global economy. So I decided to invest in myself and learn. I decided by the day I'm going to make sure that if there's a conversation anywhere, I can contribute to that conversation.
Right.
Be it in sports, be it in politics, be it in health, be it in governance.
Yeah.
I want to be an all-rounded person.
And let me tell you something, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry for cutting you short. If there's one thing I have mad respect for Richie, is the fact that he has a finger in every... Okay, I was about to say cookie jar. I was like, yo, sorry. But he has a finger in every topic. In every topic, he's really good. There's no topic you'll be talking to him about and he doesn't know.
Except cricket.
Okay.
I'm still trying to learn. I have to still show that I have weaknesses.
Sorry, boss. You know, but that's one thing that I have a fear of. I have a fear of sitting somewhere and
you can't
contribute nothing.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in a group of people who are brighter than you and have done a lot more than you, especially in your field, and you're sitting there and guys are talking and just like, I said I'm a cinematographer. Now these guys are talking just like
you know nothing.
So you're looking at them and you're like, are we in the same field?
And you know, men have that fear. I don't know, okay, we can't speak for women, but I know men, they always want to stand out. There's that egotistic vibe about when we're men in a room, there always has to be that alpha male.
That guy who enters and everyone
listens.
It's like,
you know? Exactly. So there's that dominance, that dominating factor, even within their own peers, within their own species. They want to be the guys who are.
I thought, I used to carry myself a certain way.
Yeah.
Last episode you said I used to scare you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. In the comments, people were like, hey, kume si mi pekee gonna go for Johnny Cash.
Yeah, factor.
Now, it's even worse because someone sent me a text and was like, aya, kume si mi pekee gonna kuogopa. How are we friends? I was like, but what did I do? Clearly, I used to enter the room and I used to put the fear of God in everyone. It's like, yo, chasing a mimi. But the one thing that I know that brought out was because I was afraid of feeling weak.
Yes.
I didn't want to ever come somewhere and someone goes like, you're a wimp. I used to always want to show, don't play with me.
So no
because you don't know.
You always want to be the guy who has
No. Why am I vulnerable for what? So that you see my weakness.
And then Tulia. That's all in the past.
It's
calm
all in the
down,
past.
George.
But now I realize, now is when I'm like, okay, clearly I made a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Either because they couldn't talk to me, and maybe
because they felt you're unapproachable.
Unapproachable. I never used to smile.
Yeah.
Like I used to have. Let me tell you, it was very bad to the extent that 5 chicks. Okay, let me give a backstory. Our church, CITAM used to have this thing called ex-cans.
Yes, ex-candidates program.
Yeah,
after Form 4,
after
everyone
Form
who's
4,
left, and also for IGCSE, I can't remember what year it is.
We're in that program, and 5 chicks came to me after some time and were like, John, you need to smile. People are scared of you. I was like, wait, what have I done? Yeah, people are scared of you. You talk badly.
You look so much better when you smile.
So what happened is after that they formed a circle of prayer. Right there.
With you in the middle.
Yes. And they prayed.
See, this is why I love Pentecostals.
And they were like, Jesus, please make Johnny a better person. May he smile more.
Hallelujah.
And I never used to like smiling. My mama told me that several times. Please smile. Smile, smile, smile.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I smiling? For who?
Do you see anything to smile about?
Nothing.
Look at the angry child.
So one day I just went to the mirror and I tried smiling.
Yeah.
And I got this side smile that I've been using till now.
The Colin Grove Jones one. Just step on stage.
Looking smart, looking. You know, so I decided, okay, fine. If people want me to smile, let me at least put something. Let me give them
what they want. Give them. So, smile mnataka.
Smile mnataka ndio hii. Hata kama ni nusu nimewage.
Yeah.
Tuache kukanika tunasumbuana. You know. But then I realized the more I kept doing that, the more it even started changing me. You know, like people started approaching me, hey, what's up, how you doing? We used to talk. Someone said in the comments that I didn't look like small banter, but I'm a person for small banter. Yaje uko poa? Okay.
Uko na banter ya kutishia watu. But I think I like the fact that you were able to assess and actually realize with the intervention of people, because had it not been for these 5 ladies who came up to you, I don't think you would have really realized how much of an impact you are having on other people's lives through your own insecurities, your own struggles.
Yeah.
And I feel like for us guys, even as we evaluate our lives, whatever you're going through, the insecurities you have, the fears that you have, we actually need a way forward. Like beyond knowing that, you know, I'm so insecure. Nusomanga message ukiacha phone. Kama unajua umeisoma message ukiacha phone.
Ni nani hajawahi soma message akiacha phone? Tuanze tu hapo.
Hiyo kenye unatafuta utapata. Utaipata.
Kuna watu wamepata mingi.
Kile ambacho unatafuta.
That insecurity.
Yeah. There
needs to be a part where people realize where it comes from.
Yes.
What they can do about it. Because a lot of people say, okay, what can you do about fear? 1, face it.
Let me tell you, this thing about facing your fears. I have a fear for snakes.
Okay, not those.
Fear.
Maybe we should.
So we need to explain this whole fear thing. Because there's a day I said, I'm going to face my fears. I was in Watamu with some of my friends. We went to a snake park at Gede Road.
Hey, there's nothing.
We decided to, there's a snake that you can remember. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to face my fears. I carried that snake, gave it back, none the better. Like, I still fear snakes. Mbaka leo. I'd rather meet a lion.
No, you're better off that you carried it.
Kuliko nyoka.
Let me tell you, I will never, and I'm saying this categorically in front of everyone, sitawahi enda snake park. Sitawahi beba nyoka.
I mean, people have identified insecurities, or they're in the process of identifying, or they even don't know, or they're still struggling with insecurities.
Yeah.
And then there's the fears that we have that, you know, emanate from different experiences. And fear and I think insecurities also, a lot has to do with our upbringing. The type of things you experience as a child, what your parents said,
trauma,
what your peers said. Like in my case, it was mostly what my teachers in primary school and high school said.
Yeah.
So, or some, because I've had brilliant teachers as well who really encouraged me. And how do you deal with it? How would you say, other than, you know, the self-awareness part, there's aspects to it that you have mentioned.
I think the one thing about fears and insecurities, it's either they can cripple you or make you better, right? I have a fear of not providing for my family.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that hits you.
Yeah.
You make that decision to start a family.
Exactly. So every time you're just like, I need to do something. I need to work. I need to push myself. I need to do something. I need to rely on God 24/7. My faith needs to be more stronger. I need to trust. I need to whatever. I need to hustle. Okay, I don't like using the word hustle, but I need to work to make sure that my family I provide. You know, so that kind of fear sort of pushes you to become better. There are those fears that cripple you that you can't do nothing about. Yeah, but as much as I just want to go back, as much as my mom was telling me, you know, you need to lose weight, one thing that my mom has always been is a supporter.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, and
it.
I'll be your number one fan.
Yeah.
Right? I am your number one fan. No one is going to be a number one fan more than me. Whatever you're doing, school, whatever grades you get, I'll always make sure I'm supporting you, you know. And I think that is one thing that many people need around their lives. A support system that can be, you know, it doesn't matter what it is you're going through right now, I'm going to push you forward. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be your backbone, whatever it is that they need, that person needs, right? And on top of that, because same thing you're saying, when the teacher started using you as an example of being a good student or a follow-up student, it gives you, your morale just starts going up. It doesn't matter how ugly you thought you were, or you couldn't do this, or you thought that you had AIDS. Someone says something good about you, and my guy,
actually helps.
It actually helps.
So that aspect would be centered around affirmation, because I think that is also one solution towards helping people overcome insecurities and fears. Have an affirmative system. The type of people you talk to, you need to evaluate. Are these guys who are advancing your fears and insecurities, are they really helping you through? So you need to filter the type of materials you even engage with, like even social media.
That's true.
Sometimes we get a lot of insecurities from social media, yet that is not a true reflection of how life is.
Let me tell you, I look at social media and you're seeing
Tinder swindler. Boss.
A good example. My enemies are following me, you guys. I need money. I need, my bank account has been frozen. Yani, sometimes I look at Instagram and I'm just like, wow. I don't know if you've seen this lady called Supercar Blondie.
No, I haven't.
So she's a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
She loves cars.
Is she the one who reviews cars like in Dubai?
Yes, that one.
Yes, I've seen her, even prototypes. I've seen those clips. The best one was when they cooked an egg on a Rolls Royce. Have you seen that episode?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, I love that one.
Now, she just got a new Brabus Benz.
Yeah.
My guy, she bought it. It's not that she was given
cash money.
You know, I sat like this, I was like, where are these guys getting this money? Why am I not in that, you know, in that flow of whatever?
You hear their ages and you're like, hey,
hata
22.
Sijui amekama amebaya hazi BMW amekuwa akiota for a very long time.
Lord, I see what you're doing for people.
Do for me as well. Do not pass me by.
See this S-Class, S500.
Yeah. Ford F-150 Raptor. Amen. Hallelujah. But anyway, what I'm saying is the social media can mess you up. And I think it's also upon us as individuals to know that these are my triggers.
Yes.
And try and stay away from them.
Because aspect of triggers.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard, especially when you're addicted to something, or you know that this is something that cripples you, but you still keep going, because I think a lot of people get crippled in such a way that they want to stick there because it's something that is
Stockholm
familiar.
Syndrome.
That one.
You're in love with your captor.
Yeah, like I'm fine.
You're crippled to a point where you're safe, you feel safe.
And you're fine.
Being the person who's holding you hostage.
And you're okay with it.
And even it's your fears or it's your insecurities and you're just settled there.
So that's one thing that people find also very hard to leave. And I think it's imperative that you leave as soon as possible. Because I remember texting you before we put up the first episode. And I was like, yo, my guy, I don't know how this is going to go. I feel like just...
Let me tell you how I felt when you sent me this message. I was like, just do it. Do it. Just do it. Come by and by. I got to a point also, because you learn your triggers, yes. You learn things will work out, things will not work out. You learn to accept this is the process of life. You can't have like a master guide on life and things will not always work out the way you expect them. So I had to learn that as long as I know I've put in effort and I know I have actually done due diligence and I have put in the work and I feel good about the project or this output or initiative I have, I usually just say, start somewhere or just do it. Don't let people discourage you. Just do it, because you're better off trying and failing because you will know how to do things better.
True.
So even that episode when you were telling me about the fear of whether you should upload, you don't know what type of reception it will get. And I was just like, let's just do it. If it fails, it fails. If it works out, the better. We just learn how to do things better. And here we are, episode number 3, manifesting a million.
We're getting there. Hata si tunataka YouTube plaque.
Of course.
But anyway, that's not the essence of this thing. But tukipata YouTube plaque, hatuwezi mind. But anyway, so yeah, so I don't know if there's anything you've done that has helped you either conquer your fears.
Yeah. So, and this is where, again, the aspect of having a good support system comes in, and parents who actually care. My mom introduced me to a career coach when I was in high school, because it's something that she felt would really work out for me and my brother and just help give us direction. And so I was introduced to a career coach, Lillian Mandu. Thank you so much. She's a really cool friend of mine up until this day. And she really helped us structure our lives. She really helped us know that we have value, know where you want to go, what you want to do, how do you now plan your life strategically towards achieving your goals. And it may sound basic. Oh, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself in 2 years? That might actually be the process you want to start with to help you. What do I want to achieve? What do I want to overcome? In my insecurities and my fears, how are they affecting my life now? How do I want to become better? How do I want to overcome them? And where do I want to see myself? Then you can seek appropriate help from that, because you'll be able to tell, this is what is holding me back. These are the interventions I need. This is how I move forward. And then, so a career coach really helped a lot, because now you have someone who has experience in the field coming to talk to you and giving you practical advice. And then there's therapy also, because I learned therapy sessions really help offload a lot of the baggage we have and a lot of the things we are holding back. And I thank God that my therapy sessions are with my mother. She's a clinical psychologist. It is unethical for her to hold therapy sessions with kids. But the conversations we have, there's some element of therapy that she puts in, because there's certain questions she asks me that trigger me to at least open up and talk. And when it gets to a point where she feels this needs more professional help, she will always refer me to another therapist, so that she's not taking up that burden. Because she's compromised.
So is it okay if we plug her in and tell people if they want to talk to her? They can talk to her? Sure. She's okay, so guys, if you want to talk to Mama Richie, she's a very cool mom. She's not judgy. She's very cool. So if you want to talk to her, we're going to put the number in the description below, and you can reach out. And also plug, guys, to different counseling centers. We have like Amani Counseling Center that has really good reviews. Or if you know a therapist that you can recommend, please put them on the comment section. Just help people. Let's help one another, because therapy is not bad.
We are all going through a human experience, as Chappelle says. We're all going through a human experience.
And we're going through it the first time. It's not like we did this before.
No one has a guidebook. This is not like Fasihi in high school.
Abunwasi and what was that Swahili book?
Which one?
There was that Swahili book with Kitumbua kimeingia mchanga.
Hey, the guys who are hearing those titles and they're like, hey, which era did you guys live in? Just for the record, I did not do that set book. I was like at Johnny's time. I'm a lot younger.
Wow.
But I think those are some of the practical steps people can take to ensure that we at least...
And I think it takes us also back to episode 1. Being vulnerable.
Exactly.
It is important to be vulnerable with the people that you're talking to, with the people that you are hanging around or surrounding yourself with. I mean, it's important to speak. And when they also speak into your life, because a lot of people just have friends who just speak, not speak into their lives. They just talk for the sake of talking, or bash them for the sake of bashing them, and then they go home and they're like, but you're not helping me. You know, I'm not, like, sometimes, like, I went through my Instagram followers some time back, and I was just like, by the way, why am I following this guy?
Purge.
Just, unfollow, because every time I'm looking, I'm like, but I'm not getting anything from you. Why am I following you? Or why were you following me in the first place? Just because of followers? Nah. You know, I hope that doesn't hurt my Instagram now, because now it's just like 3,000 followers has gone to 100. You're just like, hey, nikubaya. But anyway, kama ni 100 when you're kitoa, kila mtu anatoa 1 million. Si niko juu.
And let me tell you something, John. The Lord does not work with numbers. Hallelujah.
Amen. We are 2 or 3.
Gideon was setting up an army. The Lord told, cut them down.
Hallelujah.
He only needed 300.
M-Pesa ndio hiyo. 300.
And on that note, tungependa kufunga episode ya leo kwa kusema ya kwamba tuma 310
Guza screen yako.
Na kwanza kwa sababu ya inflation tuma 330. Bei imepanda.
Panda. Yo, but yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening up.
I
Thank
mean,
you
straight up. That's why.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
Kama mnataka mnakubali. Kama mpendi, cheers.
By the way, you said it is what it is, and I've remembered another simple advice I can give you people. If it gonna cost your peace, take your leave.
Get out. Get out.
It is what it is.
Leave.
There are certain situations in this life you just say, by the way, I'm dropping this.
I'm done.
I'm stopping here. I do not need this person in my life anymore.
Shukisha bas.
I'm stopping this habit. I'm not, like, just go cold turkey. Whether it's a person, a habit, an experience,
Bounce.
sometimes going cold turkey works.
It helps.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it for this show, man. Subscribe, like, share, comment.
And please, plug someone.
Plug someone. Do the thing, Bana.
Do the thing, Bana.
Do the thing, Bana.
Big up DJ Grouch. we have to give credit.
Well, it's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, I don't know. Should we say check out DJ Grouches?
No.
Yeah, but anyway.
Everybody, if you can.
Why not?
Dope.
Do you?
It's dope.
Do you? Thank you very much to friends at Authentic Cuts for giving us a space, you know.
Let me tell you, there's someone who sent us a comment and told us, hey, that looks like a US barbershop. I was like, kwani mnanyolewanga watu? Hizi ndio vitu tumezoea.
Wananyolewanga kwa kam. Ile hivi.
Vinyozi za rege.
Anakuanga tu hivi.
So if you want
weka
to leave
kichwa
those
hivi.
habits behind, if you
Weka
want
kichwa
to change
hivi.
the experience, please visit Authentic Barbershop.
We are just waiting for our codes.
At
once you get our
petrol
codes,
station, just behind the Java.
Lenana Road.
Please.
That's what's up.
Wanakungoja.
Wanakungoja.
Luku ni safi.
Luku ni moto. Okay, no, si hivi. Hii hao ni ya
Kwanza ile cordless.
Bas. Siku hizi unafeel alafu unakuja unapigwa massage. You guy una feel nice.
Bibi yako anauliza, "Hiyo kinyozi unaendanga 3 times a week?"
Na unalipanga how much?
Kumbe ni massage.
Massage na umeendea. So the barber was like, "Tulikuwa hapa jana." Wacha niweke tu line hapa.
Unaona tu outline ni kama iko
ni kama iko ingiana vizuri. Unaingia pale
kwa saidi ya massage.
But guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing and just sharing. We've gotten a lot of feedback that everyone is happy about the show. And we want to a big thank you to Andrew behind the camera. He came back finally. And my brother Jimmy, thank you very much for showing up and being with us on this episode. Donrogercarlos pia. Asante sana kwa come through and
like the flu, as Esther would say. Came through like the flu.
Esther, okay. But thank you. Any last words?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere.
I'm still going to be here.
Let's see you on the next episode. See ya.